What do you get when you mix great Scottish music, my favourite distillery, and incredible whiskey all into one day? Well, that was Rockin' Doll 2026. Hi, my name's Lewis and welcome to the Neckpour. This is the whiskey review channel where I give you my thoughts and opinions on a particular bottle of whiskey from the Neckpour all the way down to the Dregs. You join me here today for the Neckpour of a bottle that's pretty special. It's the Bruichladdich Yellow Submarine Reclassified. This is the fourth of the Yellow Submarines that they've released and released this year for Fèis Ìle. I was incredibly lucky that myself and my wife were there on holiday for the full festival. And yeah, this is one of the first two bottles I picked up. And wow, I've got some content coming for you guys. We picked up 10 bottles whilst we were there. And yeah, all absolute crackers from what I remember, with the exception of one that I've not tasted at all. But based on reputation, I think it's going to be a good one. So yeah, the first official day of the festival was the Lagavulin day. Pretty good whiskey. I didn't think it was worth the price, so no bottle came from there. And then on to day two was Rockin' Doll or Bruichladdich. I was very lucky to have got tickets to the Adam Hannett Masterclass, in which we tasted through 6 drams, this being one of them, the PC5 being one of them, and the Octomore OBA. All were kind of festival or 25th anniversary releases. This one and the PC5 came home with me. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get this open and we'll taste through it together. Firstly, let's have a little listen to the cork. Great sounding cork. No sign of the Bruichladdich cork problems there. Let's pour ourselves a little dram. So yeah, this is one that's a bit of a dream dram of mine, just from the fact that I never ever thought I would get my hands on a Yellow Submarine release. The last one having been a good, I think 2011 was the last time they released one. It's a pretty long time ago. They trade for silly money now, and I wasn't sure they'd ever bring it back. But yeah, here it is in my hands. As soon as I knew we were going to taste it, I was super excited. And before we'd even finished the masterclass, I texted my wife and asked her to queue up to pick up a bottle because I absolutely loved it from the first sip I took. So yeah, this is for the 25th anniversary of the distillery and the 20th anniversary of the actual Yellow Submarine incident and the first bottling. It's 14 years old, fully natural, 54.2%, and 75% bourbon barrels, 25% French red wine. Let's give it a little sniff. Super big, super unapologetic on the nose. Lots of a very creamy sort of porridge. A little bit of a kind of spice there. I think it could be nutmeg. Quite strong, quite powerful. And then lots and lots of caramel from all that bourbon in there. Absolutely lovely stuff. And yeah, as I said, it was our first trip to Islay, our first trip to Fèis Ìle. And yeah, I was super lucky to get tickets for the Adam Hannett Masterclass, which we tried this. That's also where this glass came from. And yeah, something absolutely amazing. To me, very unapologetically Bruichladdich. But let's give this a little sip, see what we think. The first thing I get on that is a really kind of sharp, sour fruit juice. And to me, it's like a cranberry juice, something like that. It's very clean, it's very sharp, but there's a little bit of underlying sweetness. The palate then develops to an absolute kind of bouquet of orchard fruits. Could be pears, apples, quinces, could even be a little bit of peach, nectarine in there, but all very clean, very bright, very fresh. And then develops further into a really creamy, rich, thick custard, a creme brulee, a creme anglaise, something like that. Creamy, rich, fatty, coats the mouth beautifully. A really lovely, lovely palate. But super, super full of flavour. And on the inhale of that as well, I get tons and tons of lemon oils, lemon juice, that real bright citrusy note that goes so well with that creamy note that Bruichladdich do. Then through to the finish. Yogurt, like Greek thick yogurt coated in honey, tons and tons of vanilla, and then loads and loads. It ends with drying wood tannins. Some of that from the red wine, some of that from the bourbon. It's that real woody, textured, grippy thing, pulling your cheeks forward, making your mouth water, and just making you want to go back for another sip. And yeah, it's very, very good. And to me, it's almost the essence of what unpeated Bruichladdich should be. It's interesting, it's rich, it's full flavoured, it's powerful, it's unapologetic, but it's still very refined at the same time. There's still a huge depth of flavour. And it's a great one to start my Islay bottlings with, because it's unpeated, which is, again, straying from the norm of Islay whiskey. It's not particularly coastal. But it's just everything I like about Bruichladdich whiskies distilled down into a single kind of spirit. And it is absolutely phenomenal. And to go with that, the story of the Yellow Submarine is just super, super cool. I'd advise you, I'll drop a link down in the description to a really good article on it, if you want to read about it. But yeah, to say this was within 24 hours of being on Islay, I felt like I was home and with my people, let's put it that way, because what a dram and what a place. I could wax absolutely lyrical about the trip and about this bottle. And perhaps once I've got everything open and reviewed, because I've got a bit of a backlog of videos to film now, maybe I will look at doing a bit of a retrospective of what we got up to and what we did. Because, yeah, some really interesting places, whiskey and non-whiskey wise, and some really beautiful scenery, incredible places, and a slightly longer than expected trip back home, which, again, I might get into on a future video. But, yeah, what a place. Can't wait to go back already. And, wow, some of the whiskey that we had was very, very good, to the point that I don't even think this was my favourite bottle. So you'll have to stay tuned for the rest of the video to see what else is coming. But yeah, before I just go on and on about how great this is, I think that's where we'll leave it for today. I'd like to thank you all for joining me here today. It really does mean the world to me that you take time out of your day to spend a bit of it with me. If you've got any thoughts and opinions on this bottle, drop them in the comments down below. Anything else from Bruichladdich or anything else you want to see me review, drop that below. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider hitting the like button. It really does mean a lot. But if you've really enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're informed next time I post. But until the next time, again, thank you so much for joining me here today. And cheers, Salancha, I'll see you again.